Once upon a time, in a village nestled between towering mountains, there lived a young man named Adam. Despite his relatively young age of only 30 years old, Adam had already gained a reputation among the villagers for his extraordinary physical strength. However, as strong as he was, Adam had yet to learn the art of controlling his temper, and this often caused him trouble, resulting in the loss of dear friends and the missed opportunities in life. One evening, as the sun began its slow descent, casting long shadows across the village, an announcement echoed through the streets, raising excitement among the townspeople. It was an invitation to a race that would take place the following day, a race unlike any other. The challenge was to climb the mightiest mountain that stood as a silent sentinel over their village. This mountain was not just a mere geographical feature. It was a legendary landmark known to test the soul before testing the body. The one who successfully scaled the mountain and remained resolute against its tricks would be crowned the Knight of the Village, a title that came with great respect and a hefty purse. Adam, fueled by a desire to prove himself and win the admiration of his peers, decided to participate in this daunting challenge. The next morning, under the watchful gaze of the rising sun, Adam, along with many other villagers, started his arduous journey up the mountain. As they ascended higher, the mountain's treacherous terrain seemed to test their resolve at every turn. Rocky paths gave way to steep cliffs, and the air grew thinner, making each step more challenging than the last. But Adam pressed on, his determination unwavering. However, as the day wore on, the mountain began to reveal its most formidable challenge, not in its physical terrain, but in the realm of the mind. Strange things started to happen. Echoes, like whispers from the past, began to fill Adam's ears. They were voices of his loved ones, his family and friends, and they were not there to cheer him on. No, they were there to taunt him, to mock his efforts, to sow seeds of doubt and despair in his heart. His mother's voice echoed, taunting him about his failures in life. His father's booming laugh rang out, echoing his past mistakes. The voices of his childhood friends mocked his every move, each word designed to break his spirit and make him abandon his quest. At first, Adam tried to push on, to tune out the echoes and focus on the climb. But as the voices grew louder and more relentless, his resolve began to crumble. He could feel the burning sensation of shame and humiliation creeping up his throat, threatening to consume him. The mountain seemed to be reading his mind, understanding his weaknesses and exploiting them to the fullest. Just when Adam thought he might succumb to the mountain's psychological torment, a memory flashed before his eyes. It was the memory of his late grandfather, a man renowned for his wisdom and patience. He remembered his grandfather's words, "A true champion is not the one who defeats others, but the one who conquers himself first." These words were like a beacon of light in the darkness, guiding Adam back to the path of resilience. Taking a deep breath, Adam let out a shaky laugh. The more the mountain provoked him, trying to break him with taunts and echoes, the more he realized the importance of remaining calm. A sense of determination replaced the panic in his eyes. Instead of reacting to the echoes, he started to embrace them. He acknowledged his feelings of shame and fear, but refused to let them control him. Adam turned to face the mountain directly, his body trembling slightly, but his gaze steady. "You may try to break me," he said, his voice echoing back at him, "but I will not give in. I will conquer myself first." With that, Adam started to climb again, slowly at first, then with renewed vigor. The mountain continued to taunt him, but now its taunts only fueled his determination. The voices of his loved ones continued their relentless barrage, but Adam no longer heard them. He had reached a state of profound inner calm, a silence that spoke volumes of his newfound strength. As the final rays of sunlight began to touch the horizon, casting long shadows on the mountainside, Adam reached the peak. When the villagers saw Adam standing alone on the peak, they erupted in cheers. He was the sole survivor of the mental trials, the true knight of the village. As Adam descended the mountain, he was met with the cheers and applause of the villagers. They had watched him battle not just the elements, but his own inner demons, and they had seen him emerge victorious. The Knight of the Village was not just a title bestowed upon him. It was a testament to the strength of his character. That evening, during the victory ceremony, as the villagers celebrated with music and merriment, Adam stood tall, a sense of quiet satisfaction in his eyes. He knew that the real victory was not in the cheers or the accolades, but in the battles he had fought and won within himself. Looking out at the sea of smiling faces, Adam raised his voice to address the villagers. Today, we all witnessed bravery and resilience. Each one of us has our own battles to fight, our own mountains to climb. But remember, the greatest victory is not over the mountain, but over ourselves. It's in conquering our inner turmoil and emerging stronger that we truly find our strength. His words resonated with the villagers, echoing the sentiment that bravery was not just about physical prowess, but also about mental fortitude. In the days that followed, Adam's life took a new direction. He was no longer just the strong young man who had yet to learn self-control. He was Adam, the resolute, Adam, the embodiment of patience and wisdom. His victory on Echo Peak had been a public display of his inner strength, a strength that was an example to many. The real strength, he realized, lay not in retaliating against the world's provocations, but in mastering oneself, for in doing so, one truly owned their destiny. And so, the tale of Adam, the knight of the village, became a legend in the mountain village. A story that was told and retold, reminding each new listener that the greatest victories are often won not on the outside, but on the inside. The echo of his triumph reverberated through generations, ensuring that the lessons he learned on Echo Peak would continue to resonate in the hearts of many. Now, many years have passed since the fabled race up Echo Peak. Adam, once a young man, now stands a bit older, his hair streaked with gray, but his eyes still hold the same resolute gleam. He is respected not just for his physical strength, which he now rarely displays, but mainly for his patience and wisdom, qualities that have only grown with time. The villagers still talk about the day he conquered Echo Peak, a day when he didn't just win a race, but won a part of their hearts. One day, a young boy, full of admiration for the legendary Adam, approached him. He had heard tales of how Adam had faced the mountain's taunts and emerged victorious. The boy, who was known for his quick temper, asked Adam, "How did you do it? How did you stay so calm when everyone else lost their cool?" Adam, with the wisdom of age and experience, put a hand on the boy's shoulder. "It's not about never feeling anger or fear, young one," he said, his voice as steady as the mountains that had tested him. "It's about acknowledging those feelings, understanding them, and still choosing to remain steadfast. The mountain tried to break me because it knew that would be my greatest challenge. But I didn't just conquer the mountain that day. I learned something about myself, that I could choose my response to the world. And that, my boy, is the greatest victory of all." And so, the legacy of Adam, the knight of the village, continues, not just in the annals of village lore, but in the hearts and minds of every villager, especially the younger generation, who see in him not just a legendary figure, but a role model, a living testament to the power of self-mastery. And as the sun sets over the mountain village, casting long shadows that seem to whisper tales of old, the story of Adam reminds us all that our greatest battles are often fought not on distant battlefields, but within the quiet chambers of our own hearts.